Welcome back to Wild Drama Stories. And in both our stories today, we have women dealing with their boyfriends that are still a bit hung up on their ex-girlfriends. Let's start with story number 1. Opie writes, My 26 female boyfriend, 29 male, and I have been dating for about a year. We get along very well, share similar values, and have a deep connection. We're hoping to move in together in a few months once he finds a new job and I start postgraduate training in a new location. However, recently it seems like we have been running into a lot of up and down in relation to two things that really at the end of the day come down to trust. The first is an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. He has a strong family history, hides his drinking from me as he does it when he is alone at home, and has on multiple occasions lied to me about it, or not made it to plans due to drinking too much. This is something he has more recently been going to therapy for and has expressed he realizes it is an issue and is working on it with a specialized professional. The other thing is his seemingly long ago, 3 years ago at this point, relationship with his ex-girlfriend. They dated for 4 months and it was mostly long distance, but on different occasions, especially if he has had a few drinks, he said it took him, quote, a really long time to get over her, unquote, and that after they dated, she moved to another city and is now dating someone who is, quote, a total step down from him, unquote. These comments rubbed me the wrong way. I naturally found her on Instagram, and since her profile is public, I can see he has more or less liked every photo, right up until a year ago when she posted about her new boyfriend. She no longer follows him. I again did not think much of this until I saw, while he was scrolling through old pictures on his phone, he has a lot of really provocative photos of her from the time they were together. At that time, I expressed that these photos, along with what I mentioned above, makes me feel uncomfortable. He understood and said he would delete them if I wanted him to. I felt weird making him totally delete it and did not want to come across as controlling, but I did say he can take them off his phone, perhaps save them separately on his computer or something. That would be a compromise I would be okay with. He said no problem. Fast forward to last week when, with his permission, I was looking through our photos on his phone from the weekend prior to pick out good ones for printing. That was when I saw all the recent screenshots of her stories, all with her in bikinis with friends. He was doing this despite the fact that I had told him how uncomfortable it made me to see that he still knew exactly what she was up to, who she was dating, and had thought about it enough to say that her boyfriend is, quote, a step down, unquote. All this in the context of a 4-month long-distance relationship which ended with her breaking things off and cutting off contact, aka unfollowing him, etc. Seeing those photos made me feel horrible, as I felt I had expressed these boundaries, and he had lied to me about deleting old pictures, and instead he was actually taking new pictures of his social media page. When I brought all of this up with him, he was very apologetic, saying he loves me and only me, that he has no excuse why he did take those screenshots, but he really had no explanation. To be honest, in between getting ready to move to a new city in 1 month, the potential alcohol issue, and trust issues that have come up around that, and now finding that he basically did not respect me enough to not save photos of his ex on his phone while we were actively dating, I really am heartbroken. This was someone I saw a bright future with. He says he will change, but I don't know that for sure, and I feel a lot of promises have not been kept in the past, and I know I need to be treated with more respect than this. I have asked for some time to think things through. Any advice? Well, Opie, okay. I do not think it's okay for your boyfriend to still have these photos, these, as you say, provocative photos of his ex-girlfriend on his phone. And the fact that you said he can move it somewhere else to his PC or something, that still is a bit strange to me that he would want to keep these photos when that was a while ago, 3 years ago since they broke up. And he's been with you for quite a while. And then the alcohol on top of it. Okay, let's see what other people have to say about it. Someone writes, if you are looking for advice to break up with this guy, then yes, I definitely advise you to do this. This guy is a fixer-upper at best. He is barely meeting minimum boyfriend requirements, and you have to talk him through way too many things. There are so many orange flags that it completely adds up to a red flag. You are way too young to be settling as second best to a borderline alcoholic. That is what you have described. Start fresh in your new place and you'll find someone worthy. To this, OP replies, this is very true. When I asked him to describe his past relationship with the ex more, he said that they never talked about anything serious. I feel like I definitely am the one to really delve into conversations/talk about things that make me uncomfortable or feel weird, and it takes a lot for him to truly open up. I appreciate your feedback. Someone else says, big red flag, first time he said it took him a while to get over her, and they only dated 4 months. As far as advice, if all the qualities he had that made him who you wanted to date are long gone, or if you find yourself more unhappy just being in the relationship, if your needs aren't being met and you've made it clear what they are, then I think you know what you should do. OP replies, appreciate this. I really should have listened to my instincts then. I knew it made me feel really weird, but this is my first real relationship, and I really did not know what was normal and what was not. Thank you. I do think the answer has been clear for a while now. Another person comments, oh girl, run and run some more from him. He's an alcoholic with no program nor sobriety. They don't get better. It's a progressive disease until they have a strong program. Trust me when I say get away from him. He will make your life hell. I speak from my own personal experience. If he's still obsessed with an ex, that's probably part of his addictive personality issues too. Run from that too. It really doesn't get better. To this, OP replies, I had never put the two issues together, but I can see how they can be both related. I myself felt weird about it the whole time. I feel like a 4-month duration long-distance relationship does not warrant an obsession of this magnitude 3 years post-breakup. I hope he continues to seek help, but now I understand I cannot really change him. In trying to do so, I have been losing myself. Someone else says, been in a similar situation. It's so effing devastating to realize he doesn't even see you. He's only thinking of her. I'm so sorry, OP. To this, OP replies, I've been just trying to hold it together. He says he, quote, would never cheat on me, unquote. But this feels like cheating, especially after I told him how much it bothered me that he still brings her up/has photos. After seeing these responses, I'm so happy I saw the recent screenshots when I did. I feel I'm worth way more than the treatment I'm getting. And someone else says, ask him to block her. It may not mean anything though. For example, I take screenshots compulsively, so OP replies, I have mentioned it in the past, and he has not done it yet. I really do not want to come across as insecure, but also I find it tough that he is even allowing this to be a thing in our relationship. Let the past be the past. She does not follow him, so why does he have to keep her in his life? I also never want to make someone do something. If he really cares about me and respects me, am I wrong to think that me expressing my discomfort should be enough for him to make a change? OP, no, you are not wrong for expecting him to do this if he really cared about the relationship. So, well, good luck to OP. And on we go to story number 2. OP writes, "This is a throwaway. I'm very much struggling with my boyfriend's friendship with his ex. She has been in his life for over 10 years now. They were friends in high school and then dated throughout high school and into college. He broke up with her when they finished college 4 years ago. They have been friends for 3 years now. Him and I have been seeing each other for a year now. She lives 2 hours from him, so they don't hang out often, maybe a few times a year. But she calls him and FaceTimes him from time to time, and they text about weekly or bi-weekly. This is all fine with me, sounds like a normal friendship, but it bugs me so much they're still friends, because I feel like she knows more about him than I do. I feel like his whole life revolved around her. His family used to be close with her too. They're still on each other's social medias. He said the reason he broke up with her was because he didn't know who he was, because the relationship was so enmeshed. And they did everything together. He was also not ready to move on to marriage. He wanted to figure out who he was as a person. They were 22 at the time. I see this being true because they have everything in common. They both watch wrestling, they both are into football, they both play video games and skateboard, they like the same music, they like the same TV shows, they're both from LA, I'm 2 hours away, she's moved elsewhere since their breakup. They share all these unique memories from high school and college. I understand he's a different person now than he was back then. He's an adult now, out of high school and college. But it bugs me so much to see them still bonding over all these things. Me and him have nothing in common, and that hasn't been an issue. We are both very adaptable people and are always down for anything with each other. But to see we have nothing in common, and he is still bonding over all his interests with her, bugs me. But I can't say, don't be friends with her. I can't make him cut anyone out of his life. That's not my choice. It's becoming a real issue because I can't stop comparing my relationship with theirs. So I need advice on how to get over it. Or at least help me understand why they need to be friends if they have such a long history. Are they still feeling attached to one another? Are they afraid of letting go because of all the history? I've talked to him about all this, and he always makes it clear that he doesn't have feelings for her and that he only wants me. He said he's never had intentions of getting back with her. He said his family doesn't talk to her, that he knows of. They do have mutual friends, so this could be why they're still in touch, but he doesn't see any of their mutual friends often at all. I've tried to remind myself that I'm my own unique person and we have our own unique relationship. We've discussed that I'm on my own path. I'm not her. But what else could I possibly do to feel better? Even if him and I were together 10 years, she still has 10 years over me. I don't know how to get over that. Is it normal to be bothered this much? Is it normal to them to still have to be in each other's lives? Wow, OP, okay. I think that it's not so much that they're still friends as it is that they are in contact a lot. You said they contact each other every week, every 2 weeks maybe. That is a bit much. But let's see what other people have to say. Someone writes, so he said he doesn't want to get back with her. Did you ask why they're still friends then? What does he gain out of staying in touch with her? Everyone has their own boundaries, but I'm personally against staying close with your ex after entering a new relationship. Either way, I discuss what your boundary is. Not as an ultimatum, but make it clear it's something you're not okay with. If he chooses to ignore your feelings and prefers his ex, then you know where you stand. Another person writes, I'll never understand these posts. You realize you don't have to be okay or comfortable with this at all, right? This is totally inappropriate, and it's normal and fine to have a boundary of them not speaking. This baffles me when I read these types of things. It's not normal, necessary, or appropriate to talk to or see an ex while in a committed relationship. Someone else says, exactly. I cringe every time there is a post about someone who is struggling with the fact that their partner keeps in contact with their ex and asks what to do. Me personally, I wouldn't be in a relationship with a woman who stays in contact with an ex-partner or lover, and I wouldn't stay in contact with an ex if I'm in a relationship. 3 things usually happen when someone keeps in contact with their ex. A. They cheat on their current partner with the ex. B. They leave their current partner for the ex. C. Nothing happens, but their current partner will continue to wonder if anything will ever happen with that person and their ex. Will always be a dark cloud on the relationship until the person and their ex go no contact. Someone else writes, sure, it's great that he's friendly with the ex versus animosity and bitterness, but friendly doesn't mean in regular contact. He's moved on supposedly, and she is his past. After 2 years, she should have faded out, especially that she's hours away. Your feelings are pretty normal in being uncomfortable with his degree of involvement with her. Let him know this, emphatically. He didn't want his life so enmeshed with this person, but yet neither of them wants to let go. Will he ignore your feelings? Will he become defensive of her? They don't need to be in contact regularly. Sure, they were friends, but they were also a romantic couple. That's over. Now his ties with the past are interfering with your shared future. Someone else writes, I think you are justified in being bugged by this. It's too much. The phone calls and bi-weekly texting is too much. They can still be friends, of course, but the level of contact is too much. Well, OP, I agree with what others have said here. You are his present and his future. Why does he have to be in contact with his ex this much? It just doesn't make sense. As somebody writes, it's fine to be friendly with an ex, but friends and constantly in contact, that does interfere with a relationship. It is interfering with your relationship. That's it for this edition of Wow Drama Stories, where you get all the drama from a safe distance. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload again. Until next time, wishing you a drama-free life.